this afternoon, there's also a very important meeting ongoing at Jubilee House. It is members of the Trade Union Congress. They are calling on the presidency, and the meeting is about the SNIT, that's the Social Security and National Insurance Trust decision, to sell off 60% of its stake in some hotels, 4 hotels, to Rock City. You know, organized labor, some of Kujetua Blackwell, the member of parliament for Northtown, they've made it clear that they are against the sale. There have been a series of, discussions, and this afternoon, organized labor, they are meeting President Akufo-Addo at the Jubilee House for a closed-door meeting on this particular matter. On the other side, Freddie Blaze's son is also involved in the acquisition of a land around the La Beach. We'll bring you all those details pretty shortly. But let me take you back to Parliament, because the member for Wa West constituency has been making some comments. Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Toobu has stated that peace is gradually returning to Kendeu-Lassia Tuolu following the communal conflict in the enclave that claimed 3 lives. He said most residents who fled the conflict have now returned, the majority back to their farms for their farming activities. Interacting with chiefs and opinion leaders of the feuding factions, he called on them to work to ensure that there is total peace in the community. Correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
Since the conflict erupted on June 15 between the people of Kendeu and Lassia Tuolu, who claimed 3 lives, dozens of security personnel drawn from the military, police, and the immigration services have been strategically deployed to the conflict communities to restore and maintain peace in the area. Feeding of these security personnel solely rely on the soldiers of the government through the Wa West District Assembly. To complement the effort of the government, Member of Parliament for Wa West, Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Toobu, donated food items worth 10,000 Ghana cedis to the Wa West District Security Council for the feeding needs of the personnel stationed in the conflict area.
We say security is a collective responsibility. So security is not only about talking about it, believing in the peace, believing in the men and women in uniform, but also contributing tangibly to support the effectiveness of the operations on the ground.
Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Toobu then moved to the palace of the paramount chief of the Wuchao traditional area, Na Imorogoma, whose jurisdiction the 2 communities are under. His mission there is to meet and plead with him and his subjects on the need to bury the hatchet and let peace prevail in the predominant farming enclave.
All those who believe in peace, and they believe that Wa West should remain peaceful, and they believe that the conflict between Lassia Tuolu and Kendeu should be resolved to the detail, so that we'll never experience such a thing again.
There's uneasy calm in the area following the incident a week ago. But the significant thing to report now is that people are now back to the communities and farmers are back to their farms doing their normal duties.
This morning while I was coming, I saw a lot of women in the farm sowing. That is a sign of peace. Even though nobody would have had the balls to go to the farm at this material moment. This is farming season. If we can't go to farm, it means that we are praying for famine. We are praying for hunger. But I'm happy that I can see the revival of the system. But let's not take things for granted.
At Kendeu, he entreated the chiefs and people of the area to swallow their anger and give peace a chance. One major concern raised and who they will want an intervention from the Member of Parliament was the continuous keeping of the deceased at the morgue for autopsy and holding of suspects at the police cells. Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Toobu has this response for them.
And I'll plead with all of you, be patient with the police. They know what they are doing. And I'm sure that at the end of the day, all of us will be happy. Nobody wants to be in cells. The policemen who are on duty here, sleeping in the bush every night, they don't want to be here like that. But they are here because they're national duty. So let's be patient with them and let them do what is right. So all of us will have the peace.
The message at Lassia Tuolu was a carbon copy of what transpired at Kendeu. He reiterated that the conflict is between 2 communities and they have made frantic effort to resolve it, urging the public to disregard the misinformation and disinformation which can worsen the conflict situation in the area.
I have said it from day one Lassia Tuolu and Kendeu have had a conflict. And the conflict is about the land in Lassia. So the conflict is between Kendeu and Lassia Tuolu. The conflict is not between the Brifos in Ghana and the Wallace in Ghana. If that was the case, I am sure that a lot of Brifos who are living in Wa Town would have vacated their residence. But that is not the case. There are a lot of Walla people and Brifos people who are working together. For instance, in Asankregua, there are a lot of them in Sefi. There are a lot of them in Accra. The conflict is not a tribal conflict. It is not between Walla people and the Brifos people. It is the conflict between these two communities, Kendeu and Lassia Tuolu. And I'm restricting it so that we don't stretch it beyond limits. But I'm hopeful that with the way I'm seeing the chief speak and the elders speak and the response from the youth, there is hope for the future.
One thing significant which was exhibited during the tour by the factions recognizes the need to maintain the peace in the area, which they both resolve to work towards achieving. The return of the people to their farms is also good for the optics. Reporting for Due News, Rafiq Salam, Wachao.
Right, let's go to the eastern region now from the Upper East region. 3 transformers belonging to the Electricity Company of Ghana in the eastern region have been vandalized by thieves who made away with copper wiring within this week. The recent transformers theft brings to 13 the total number of transformers stolen in the region this year. We're talking about just 2024. That's just 6 months. Now, joining sources has disclosed that the thefts in Bunsu, Kade, and Bukono, where unidentified persons destroyed 100 kV and 200 kV unit transformers, plunged residents in these affected areas into darkness. Now, let me bring in our Eastern Regional correspondent, Kofi Sian, who joins us via Zoom. Kofi, so how bad is the situation?
When you listen to the ECG officials in the region, they complain about the fact that almost all the time there are people, unidentified people, vandalizing their transformers and stealing the copper components from these transformers. What they say is that the transformers, if you look at the prices of these transformers, they are too expensive than the copper component that these people steal from these transformers. So it's a source of worry to the company itself, and they've done all they could to ensure that these perpetrators are arrested, but to no avail. So the ECG PRO in the region has been speaking with me, and he says that they are making efforts, liaising with the police to ensure that they find people who are behind the theft of these transformers, but they still haven't. And he's been appealing to the public to ensure that they help in the apprehending these people who are behind the theft of these transformers.
It's very interesting. 6 months, 13 transformers gone, and they don't seem to have a handle on this matter.
That is the surprising thing about this whole issue. People, if you listen to residents of these areas, they really cannot fathom why the electricity company cannot liaise with the security agencies or the security apparatus in the region to arrest the people behind the theft of these transformers.
So one of the transformers stolen, the one that brought about all this revelation, is the one that took place at Bunsu, also in the eastern region. And residents there told us that they've been living in darkness in the last 5 days because the transformer that used to serve the whole enclave was stolen. The interesting thing about this is that this transformer was stationed in front of the police and fire service post. Is it a case that they didn't see? Because the transformer was on the platform, and it would take some time before it can be dismantled for whatever they were looking for to be taken away. In front of a police station.
Yes, Elton, the transformer, if you know Bunsu so well, there are a lot of government agencies around the place where the transformer is located. For instance, we have the CSIR office there, the Bunsu Fire Station also around the place, and the Ghana Police Service have their offices around this place. So it's quite surprising that people would be so bold to go to these places to, steal the transformers.
And then the thing about the CSIR is the fact that this is the place they keep our seedlings for agricultural purposes, and they are supposed to be kept under a very cold temperature. And yet, according to them, they've been out of electricity in the last 5 days. The danger is that some of these seedlings may go bad. And so if ECG does not restore power on time, as a country, we might lose out. And we've heard from the managers who say that they've gone out to rent a generator to keep the seedlings in some condition.
Yeah, Elton, that is the sad situation now. And it is not only the Bunsu one. If you go to Bukuno, that is a case that also happened this week. The transformer there stolen also belongs to MTN. They are telecommunication providers, and they are also, struggling to, fix the situation there so that they can provide stable telecommunication network in that area for the people of Krobo.
And so for now, what does ECG do in the interim to protect the ones left untouched?
Okay, so Elton, the PRO says that as a team of ECG officials in the Eastern region, they're going to meet and strategize to, find a lasting solution to this situation, because according to them, it's really telling on their finances, because one transformer, according to him, could cost about 71,000, between 50,000 and 71,000 Ghana cedis.
All right, Kofi Sian, thank you very much. And I know we've not heard the last of this. We'll touch base with you when there is further development on this matter. But that is the situation in the Eastern region. 13 ECG transformers stolen in the last 6 months. And one of them at Bunsu was stolen in front of a police station. Now get ready to witness the ultimate celebration of Ghanaian football. Is the CIS annual Ghana Football Awards. Experience an evening of unrivaled glamour and high-octane excitement at the Grand Arena as we recognize and honor the best and brightest football stars Ghana and Africa have. Be prepared to reveal in an unforgettable night of entertainment and dazzling moments that will leave you breathless. Let's celebrate our stars on the 29th of June, a night that promises to be nothing short of extraordinary. Ghana Football Awards is a Football Impact Africa initiative powered by Activate 360 and proudly supported by the Multimedia Group and AE Media partners, Ngovo Mining. And this is brought to you by Safari Valley and Big Lake Sports and Game Lounge. Ghana Football Awards, celebrating the stars of our passion. We'll take a short break and return with more on the pulse.